Ecstatic Bliss. Secrets to living a juicy life. Soul alignment is a terminology I use over and over again in all my episodes when it is about aligning to soul, aligning to our base frequency, and also intrinsically aligning to the divine. And I thought today I would like to just again remind you of the fact, we can say, that soul alignment is actually nothing that we have to achieve or earn or do something for, so to say. But it is something to remember, because it is already our natural state of being. Our soul is never out of alignment. It is always aligned to love, always aligned to truth, to freedom, to peace, to harmony, to balance. So what I mean by soul alignment then here, while being in this incarnation in a physical body, is to remember, actually I am a soul making a temporary experience in a human body and also in a multidimensional reality that I can explore. And then aligning my areas of life while being a human being to that natural frequency of soul. It's a path of remembering truth, of remembering your true essence and connecting back to soul. And then the alignment happens more on the tangible world in all areas of life that we have, where we can make adjustments. So yes, we can say also we are doing something, we are shifting, we are also aligning our vibration in the here and now, in our conscious awareness. But deep down, behind all these stories, we are already aligned. And that's also the paradox, actually, of life itself. Sometimes we're like, I still have to work on this belief system. I still have to improve these habits. I still have to let go of this and that. But in essence, everything is already done. If you tap in another dimension, all is already here. You are already healed. You have never been wounded, actually. These are all layers of distortion, all layers of forgetting that truth. So soul alignment is part of remembrance. And being out of alignment is part of forgetting. From a higher perspective, you are already and have always been inherently aligned with your soul. Only layers of human conditioning, of ego constructs, of distortions of humanity, and so forth, they are blurring that truth. And that is part of this game. Forgetting, remembering, forgetting, remembering, forgetting, remembering, in cycles or in spirals that go in cycles. Forgetting, remembering, forgetting, remembering. For us to know, because we are in this illusion. I mean, sometimes we have glimpses into the ultimate truth. But we are all on a specific point of the cycle between forgetting and remembering. So sometimes what you have heard years ago is now like second nature to you, but maybe before it was very new. So you already unpeeled something, or sometimes maybe I talk about things that you feel like, I don't know, or maybe it's just ringing in the background like, yeah, could be true, but I don't know, I have no real experience from that. And maybe in some years you're saying, yeah, that's totally clear to me why it is that way. What I want to say with it is that the revealing, the unveiling of your wheel of forgetting happens specifically on your soul's journey in that way that your soul chose to experience itself, or consciousness wanted to experience itself through you in a specific pattern and mechanism. And that is also actually, by the way, a reason why no one is to be judged for where they are. There is no, okay, you are further ahead in consciousness, so you are better or more advanced. Because it is not true. From a conscious perception that wants to experience itself, everything is equally valid. No matter if you are in 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D and above, all are equally valid because they are just different, a little bit like different scenarios or worlds where consciousness plays and experiences itself. But if you're on that level or in that world where you want to remember yourself more and live from this remembrance instead of living in illusion, then soul alignment will come into your field. Maybe not in this terminology, but it is underneath a lot of ego death, what we talked about last time, about purging, releasing identifications, releasing attachments, more meditation, more conscious tapping into what is my belief system, what do I really want to believe, shaping your identity, deleting outdated programs, and so on. These are all interrelated and all part of the natural course that the soul wants to remember. So in a way we can also say awakening, spiritual awakening or ascension, that process is remembrance. It is the soul remembering itself again behind all illusions. Or, even higher seen, consciousness again is coming back to itself through you. What soul alignment needs, in addition to shedding these layers of illusion, in a way like wiping clean the filter or removing the filters altogether, it also needs to anchor this knowing into your body. And that, I feel, is something we are collectively really trying to master more. Because we have a lot of philosophies, we have a lot of teachings, we have a lot of tools, techniques, practices, methodologies, and all in a way help us either to release something that is not truly us or to discover something that is our true nature. And oftentimes they go hand in hand, obviously. But to come from soul alignment also to soul embodiment, what I call soul embodiment, is to anchor that knowing I'm a soul making a human experience, here on earth, to anchor it really down into this physical vessel. Because sometimes I feel, and I also, when I think back on my journey, it was similar, that there's this faint note of you have to transcend everything. You have to transcend your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, your attachments, and your body finally, in a way, so that you are liberated. But what we are here currently on earth moving towards, in my opinion at least, is the divine being embodied, soul embodiment, to merge or bridge and balance being a human and being a soul. Not prioritizing one or the other, not shaming or judging one on the other, but bringing them really on the same level of importance. Because from both perspectives, we can not only experience ourselves, but we can play with it. We can really indulge into the humanness of, just an exaggeration, to going to fun parks or enjoying some food or sensual pleasures. Yeah, that's all the human experience that the soul wants to make, or the consciousness through us. And then also, on the other hand, to indulge into transcendent states of consciousness in meditation, in spiritual practice, in rituals and ceremonies. To own both ends of the spectrum, that's the mastery. Because in essence, all spiritual practices are not only to remember your truth, to come back to soul alignment, but also to clear the view so you can live a more fulfilled life whilst being here. Otherwise you wouldn't have been incarnated, to be honest. Yeah, that was a question a long time occupying me. why am I incarnated when I know that I'm everything and I would also exist when I don't have this body? So honoring our physical form is something really to take into consideration in soul alignment, although it's soul, which has no real physical body, but we can also say the soul is condensed into a form so it can experience this other dimension, the more material world. And to then expand into these other dimensions. So we are also, that I can also mention here, we are not only on this way, on this path to bridging human and soul or the spirit and matter, but also to explore our multidimensionality. Because what can also happen if you just say, okay, we are soul making a human experience here in this body on this earth, is even also limited. We are not only here. You can, most obviously you can feel that in dreams. Where are you in dreams? Or what does your soul do in dreams, for example, or in meditation, in deep relaxation, in trance states, in hypnosis. We have so many states of being, and we are rediscovering as a humanity, we rediscover our multidimensional nature. And that is pretty exciting, especially for those who have already explored a lot of spirituality. And usually the path is, okay, I am totally immersed in the physical world, and maybe I'm confronted with a lot of challenges in a way because I'm living against my true nature. I'm living out of alignment with my soul purpose, my needs, my desires from soul level here. Like being stuck in the matrix, so to say. And then there comes this questioning where we are called to explore and question deeper within ourselves. We go within and we research. Oftentimes there's a researching phase of books, of any outlets you can find about what's beyond this. Who am I? What am I? And then more the journey into the spiritual world comes. Sometimes it's distorted by, neglecting the human. That these are exaggerated again, like these people who want to negate everything that is material, that want to live off-grid, that shame society, that maybe drift into conspiracy theories and so forth. So there are also distortions in the spiritual world, of course, also spiritual bypassing and everything. So from the material world, usually people drift into the spiritual world, some sooner than others, also depending on past lives oftentimes. And then it comes more into merging both. How can I balance being a human and a soul, being spirit and matter, having this experience here, but being also something more than that? And once you are in this balancing phase, then also comes the integration of other aspects of self, your multidimensional self, maybe not only even past lives, but also starseed origins, something like this comes into the field, or playing with Merkaba, with Oversoul, with how you descended into the physical body and back and forth, or astral projections. So many things you can explore actually, which makes up our whole experience here. And that journey happens automatically. You don't even have to consciously think about it. Naturally, when you start meditating more, self-reflecting more, even channeling your higher self, for example, and connecting with the divine in whichever form it suits you, like, for example, through a ritual, through prayer, through visiting ancient sites and temples. With all these practices or methods and tools, you quite naturally also become much more aware of what lies behind your filters, what is more close to truth, what is closer to your soul. So soul alignment happens automatically over time. It's just a term I coined so I can talk about it. but I would say it's intrinsically interwoven in the spiritual path, in awakening, ascension. And the truth is, we are already aligned at the soul level, but human distortions and filters and conditionings obscure that remembrance. And to align with soul is a path, is even sometimes a mission, is being in devotion to soul, what I also talked about in one episode. And it is also a homecoming to home vibration. And everything starts just with the question, who am I? What am I? Or with this knowing, this inner knowing, I know there is more there. So I will go on that journey and decipher the signs, decipher the symbols, and find myself in a new light, in a new perspective. That is that game of hide and seek, of forgetting and remembering. And if you want an accelerated path, I can always and again just invite you to book a free vibrational match call with me, so we can see if Soulgasm, my signature one-on-one mentoring to that path to soul embodiment in all areas of life, is something for you. Because I feel it is very, very needed in this time, for direction, for guidance, for even a fast track to ascension, and a safe space as well as a witnessing of your process. Because from experience, actually, you know, you have everything inside of you, and sometimes we just need a safe space to express and be witnessed in our true essence. To have kind of like a pure mirror in front of us who says and sees, this is now you talking, or this is your distorted version, your conditioned version, your fearful child, your ego, or all these protective mechanisms that sometimes interfere in the work towards soul. And then it is very, very helpful to have someone being there and reflecting that to you, so you can transform and on all levels, not only understanding yourself, but that your body can release whatever blocks soul alignment. We have so much stored from past lives and ancestral things and karma that is still stuck somehow in our body. And I myself am also always again and again amazed what my body still stores, although I daily work on that. So I have a daily practice of letting go and inviting in, which I can also recommend for you, to not just use full moon or new moon for it, but to do it daily or even whenever you are called to let something go and invite something in. It's not based on cosmic alignments or time. It's just like a permission slip, so to say. But you can do it anytime and any day, to let go and invite in. And sometimes I'm amazed what still is in my physical body also, because that shows usually in a release in form of tears, in turmoil, in emotions that are a little bit more uncontrollable, so to say, because your ego wants to control, but your body wants to release, to be free, and in shaking. So we have symptoms usually when something is deeper stuck in our system. And also when we notice, we read something maybe about a topic that occupies us, and then we contemplate ourselves, we journal maybe about it, and there sometimes come moments, maybe you know that, sometimes there are moments where you feel like triggered, not in a bad sense, but more so in a awakening sense, as if someone is ringing a bell and say like, oh, here, look and read this sentence maybe, or listen to this sentence one more time, because there's a hidden message, something for you to dig deeper in, something that wants to be revealed, unmasked, remembered again. So if you are interested in soul alignment and soul embodiment on a very deep level, then I invite you to read the description on the website, on the landing page of Soulgasm, to feel into it, not to think about it, but feel, if you feel ready for that deep dive with me. And if you still have questions or just want to feel my energy, more than welcome to book your call with me. So much love and bliss. Soraya Ananda. If you feel the deep pull to walk this spiral more intimately, Soulgasm, my 6-month one-on-one sacred mentoring awaits you. This is a living embodiment of all I transmit here, but uniquely decoded for your soul. Enter the portal of ecstatic bliss and unleash your personal soulgasmic reality. All details and the link to book your vibrational match call are in the show notes.